Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, yes, man.
oh my goodness.
Yes.
You know, yes, man. Somebody was pointing out that you sound a little bit like Satan with an echo.
Yes.
It makes me wonder, are you related to Satan?
Yes.
But it doesn't sound like you're proud of that link.
Yes.
No, but I don't know. Did you know Satan as a kid?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, if you guys were part of the same extended family, it seems like maybe you guys got up to some mischief together.
Yes.
Did you and Satan ever talk to a kid about...
Anyway. See you later.
oh, the little Justin came in on that one. That one's not all the way, huh?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
That happened.
I think you turned the pitch off.
Anyway.
No, I like it better with just...
Took a little while, huh? Hey, fuck you too. It's the fucking Darth.
Hey, Ray. Oh, yeah, cut his mic. Cut his mic.
Are you cocaine Mike? Get out of here.
No, I am not cocaine, Mike.
We all know that you were...
Cocaine, though. Does anybody have any?
Anyway, I'm going to go stay up. I think that was my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Cocaine Mike.
Cocaine Mike.
Oh,
All right, we're gonna load up the show bit.
Another classic character from Night Attack. I do cocaine. My name's Michael Worthington.
That's a great.
but
Saturday
most
Night
people
Live.
call you...
Most people call me Cocaine Mike. They say, hey, there goes Cocaine Mike. I bet you he's been doing his job.
Raising awareness about cocaine. Are you aware of any cocaine near you right now that you would like to sell to anyone?
Because I got a friend, and my friend is me. Hi, I'm Cocaine Mike.
So wait, you don't
I
have
wrote this
cocaine.
song. I've got a friend in me, and if you have some cocaine, I'll sing it for you.
So you don't have any cocaine, Mike. That's the thing. You're looking for cocaine.
Okay, listen.
I need to know if you
We
have.
all got our crosses to bear. Jesus had a literal cross.
Okay.
I have cocaine. Any questions?
So
I got another question.
Yeah.
Who's got cocaine?
Oh,
Okay, so we got some show titles here with the people using the bang as command. The top voted one from Spider Bite is "The real puppy was the actual puppy that we got because fuck the friends we made along the way." A little long.
the house that Diamond Club built, a Diamond Clubhouse, 3 years of puppy.
Paved the parking lot and put up paradise. Diamond Club is now a cult. Bedtime Lullaby by Jesus.
I forgot about that.
The Red Line of Texas Hospitality is pretty good.
Fuck off, Nerdtacular Jesus.
The pull-out method worked on the puppy. Okay.
It
Lost-
did.
Yeah. Frank
Lost
Sinatra's
in the woods with
Bamboo
5 bars of LTE.
Tetsu, no!
Tetsuno.
Get Satan on the phone. Cocaine Mitch was running shit. Cocaine Whale. Pup Date Studios. The puppy is real. The puppy is life. Let's see. Spit Take. Diamond Club is the 1%.
Well, I guess my question to you, Brian, is how much do you want? How much puppy talk do you want to put in the
title?
In the title.
I think the surprise of this one to me was the emergence of Satan as a character. Like the idea that we're kicking Satan
I'll tell you,
out of
that was the most character-rich episode that we have had in a long time.
Yeah, Hi, I'm Satan is pretty good. Satan saves the
Although
show.
I'm actually good. I actually really like the what's it called? The bedtime lullaby by Jesus. Because it happens in like the first lines of the show, and it's like so you get the title right up front because the rest of the show is so kind of full of turns
Actually,
and
yeah,
surprises.
that
pretty
works.
good.
That works for me.
Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with Bedtime Lullaby by Jesus. Thank you, Spider-Bite0, and everybody who uses the show title commands. Bang us in the chat rooms. I'm going to go write an email.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 S. Bang, 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 S.
Bang. Bang the S. Bigga bang bang biggity. Bang the S. S stands for shithole.
Well, here's what we haven't gotten into, which we did a lot when the conversation was the complications about the space. Where are you kind of in the emotional roller coaster right now? Because you seem, by my evaluation, fairly grounded. I feel like the slings and arrows of the previous versions of this process have tempered the right elements of your personality, because you're not letting it throttle the dreaming, right? But you're still a little bit more put together. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah. It's a big part of it is, there's option money. There's money you put down for a back out period. And this guy is very sensitive to things moving quickly. And so
he is a motivated seller.
Correct. So it was very expensive of non-refundable money. Like if we find out that it is haunted by the ghost of the Toxic Avenger and it's going to be prohibitively expensive to build and everything, then there's thousands of dollars I have to give up just to say, well, that was fun to look at. Because you have to get everything appraised. You have to find out what demons are in the closet, and you have to figure out how much money you have to raise so that you can make it a usable space and all that stuff. And I was very conflicted until I decided as a flat fact that this money is spent, and I'm going to treat it like when Penny. Oh, that's right. I showed everybody the piece of that needle that was in Penny's foot. Yeah. I decided, I called Bonnie and I was like, how much did that cost? And she told me. I was like, okay, just imagine that happened again. And it's spent money and it's gone. And it's a side effect of us trying to live a life where we want to have the possibility of something wonderful and lasting and, inspiring happen in our business. And then once I let go of that money, then it became like, okay, assuming everything gets signed, and then it's a race. Find out who the demons are, and also figure out just how many other people are excited about doing something interesting. I mean, and then
how are you feeling? This has to be kind of exciting to have a project that you can turn on the full jets on all available frequencies, right? Because I don't think that even something like Scam Stuff, you certainly promoted the Kickstarter here on Night Attack, and certainly it became programming for Scam School, and then the Modern Rogue kind of spun out of that. But it wasn't like you were like, and the deal of the week on Night Attack for Scam Stuff is blank, right?
Right.
This is going to be something where this crowdfunding campaign, should it happen, will be all frequencies all the time. Fuck it. It's going to be like that station that was broadcasting into North Korea, right? Like, just talking about the oppressiveness of the regime. It will just be 24/7 on all available stations.
Yeah, it was tough during the show, and I guess since it's just us Satans in the after show, my temptation is to just do nothing but talk about my anxieties and ask what's the best reward tiers, and can we just make the next 2 hours a planning session for what the Kickstarter would look like? But none of that would have been a good show, and more importantly, none of that would be the real point, which is, you got to dream and have a vision. You got to figure out what that house on the hill is before you even start talking about, what's it going to take to get there. So, for right now, I was so happy. That was so much fun to just talk about. like seeing the chat explode with possibilities and seeing that puppy doc fill up.
I hope that puppy doc got very long. You want to read some of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some here. They added the Diamond Con
City. Oh, Diamond Con.
Eat shit, Nerdtacular.
Don't shit on the dead. Didn't we have a whole thing in the pre-show about? Okay, never mind.
Also, by the way, there was a moment that I will categorize for now as embarrassing, although he has told me that it was not, where it was in front of fans. When I got to the Vegas thing, I was on about 2 hours, not about, in actuality, 2 hours of sleep, because I had watched Infinity War the night before and then got up for a 4 o'clock departure to get on a flight for 6 o'clock to Vegas, then drank all day. And so it's evening. We're at an event and I'm next to Scott, and I just went in on Scott, saying like, hey, look, either one of these two things are going to happen. Stop me if either of you can imagine a world where I am drunk and stridently, overconfidently just making pronouncements about what is and isn't going to happen. I know it sounds so out of character for me. So I'm just like, look, either you're going to Dragon Con this year and you're going to keep your promise to everybody at the last Nerdtacular that you are going to meet them. You're going to do smaller things that you don't have to plan closer to them, or you just really needed a year off and you're going to do Nerdtacular again next summer. And Scott kind of like hit me with like well, you know, you're not wrong, but I don't want to, like, no. And so I felt bad about it.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Yes. I spit in his face.
Well, I was also surprised. Yeah, so we got a doc here. You can look over some of it. Postmodern Jukebox Live, Big Diz, but in Austin.
The underground lair for Night Fist. A coffin for Oddfee. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, direct highway to Utah so Scott Johnson can come finally.
Hyperloop.
Underground lair.
Genital jousting.
An actual real murder.
We just game night it. Let's see. We can go down. So a lot of these were here in the show. MC Allergies Concert Hall, Food Truck
Cat
Court,
Cafe,
Bar, Japanese Love Hotel, where I am a host, Cat Cafe, Jorbs, Makerspace for Bill Duran, Gift Shop, Strip Club, Heliport, 2 BB Studios, an Indian burial. Can we just get an Indian burial ground and put it in?
Can we? You know what? Let's just assume it's already there because this is Texas.
The Postini Memorial Cemetery for Dead Characters. We'll go back to that episode where you guys had to decide which characters died, and just make them a Sachiko. Oh, is that Postini? Postini.
Is that the
Postini?
I thought you were.
Somebody said my name.
I thought you were dead, Postini.
I'm here.
Wow! Thank you for making it back to the land of the living for one more appearance.
I heard that you would be building a cemetery.
Oh,
well, it's like a memorial.
Oh, this is awkward.
Oh,
yeah.
Dead characters. I would have built a cemetery when I was a younger man.
Wait,
I am sold.
Yeah, it's you know what? There's just not room. I know we
don't
said
know.
blue sky.
it's only 7 acres, Postini.
It's only
I'm
7 acres. If we only had an 8th acre,
it goes by so fast. 7 acres, you know.
One more question.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any cocaine?
God damn it, Cocaine Mike, get out of here. What are you doing? What are you
Sorry,
doing?
everybody, don't get mad. Don't get mad. I was just.
We
All
do the
right,
voice.
Okay, it was offensive. I'm leaving now.
Postini is
Tough
dead.
question.
Cocaine Mike showing up
what
pretending to
an
be the
asshole.
undead spirit of Postini.
okay?
More like Coke Steeny.
Oh yeah, fucking Coke Steeny.
It's my act, Coke Steeny. Oh, the Coke's gone. Ta-da!
A Satan petting zoo.
Satan petting zoo,
Okay.
yeah. Well, we were
Inflatable-
talking about goats.
Sure. The Diamond Club Hall of Flame. The Night Attack Album 5 never gets released. That's built into that's just built into like a brochure. Spacious, beautiful landscapes, and Night Attack Album 5 is never coming out.
Tell you what, that would be a pretty good, reward for a crowdfunding.
I love the fact that suggestion one is pizza, and then underneath it is an arrow to it, followed by, oh no, but actually an actual brick oven for pizzas would be pretty great. You could do that.
The Otfi Coffin, an IRL Diamond Lounge, maybe for the patrons. A giant pentagram mode into the lawn. Well, I don't think you need a permit for that. Let's see, a 4th of July fireworks show.
Sounds good to me.
Is that Otfi?
No, that was Satan.
Help me, Satan.
That's
Hey,
right.
sorry.
Hey, sorry.
All right. Anyway, bye.
All right, okay, bye.
I think they meant to say a plaque that explains who Brian is, but they wrote a plague that explains who Brian is. It's encoded in the DNA.
Of the
Brian
locusts?
is GGAAATTT.
A Zen garden. Lots
Oh
of
shit!
parking.
Hey, Gelf, thank you so much for the raid.
Oh, thank you, Gelf. Hi,
Oh,
everybody.
fantastic.
A Jeep garage. A garage only for Jeeps.
It's pretty good. It has a cartoonish shape of exactly the Jeep Wrangler.
A corridor filled with dildos and jizz.
The pond.
It's hard to
5
maintain.
Pond.
The what? The Pond 5 pond?
Yeah.
I bet with certain money we could get a Video Blocks pond. Let's see. A news desk set for DTNS and Cord Killers. Game stations. Potato cannon turrets. A model train track that you can
Oh my
ride.
God. An actual hand injury, days since set onset injury thing. That should be a physical thing with a button that resets.
Okay, yeah.
That's that thinking outrageously that yields like awesome shit.
So that's mostly just making a sign.
Well, yeah. No, but that belongs
no.
there.
You do like an actual big, like, remember like the sign in like Super 8, right? Like they open on that shot. Does anybody remember Super 8? But like you have like a big gigantic sign and maybe like an automatic like old school flipping number.
Holy shit. So there is a stone tiny pool that's like 2.5, 3 feet deep. It's all stone and grout, and I guess it was a pool, but it could be a hot tub, and we could name it the R.L. Stein Memorial Hot Tub.
He hasn't died, though.
Well, but that doesn't. It's never too early to start remembering someone.
Apparently, all the ideas we have are here to coax characters out. R.L. Stein. I was thinking of a move to Austin as I was ruminating in my hot tub with my catchphrase and poorly rolled other catchphrase.
the Carmen San Diego obstacle hide and seek playground. Let's see. A cafeteria that serves spam and boners.
Dan30 is asking if there's anything interesting online about the history of the new puppy. That's one of the things I want to do is take the current owner and just get all of the stories from him because it sounds amazing.
Let's see, a green screen room, that would be great, or maybe that's part of a big
Yeah.
studio space. Let's see, multiple studios, a theater / screening room, an art studio for Bonnie.
So here's the thing, like editing bay for editors, green room, like these are all things that like would definitely be there. I mean, like this is like when you talk about like offloading a lot of this stuff and really codifying what Brian's business is. I mean, like for those of you who aren't aware or don't really understand like what production is, like Brian runs a production company. The production company produces much like recorded and live content. And right now, everything happens either at people's homes or in Brian's house. Like, and then they shoot on whatever locations they have. This would be bringing all of that into one area.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, we can go back to this. Brian is not allowed to slow dance with any more men ballroom.
Yep.
Okay.
The rock band Guitar Hero room.
A church, lots of dormitories, a dining hall, and a farm, parentheses, whatever Colts do. Yeah, we should see if we can buy The Path from Hulu.
A dedicated
I like this
room.
idea. Tear down the house and build a warehouse. What a heel turn.
A nickel box for Bryce with a Save a Bryce written in the background.
Oh.
A cocaine
number
session
one,
room. Who put
hey.
this here?
This cocaine Mike.
Cocaine Mike, get
out
out
in
of
this
this
lock.
Hey, I was just adding. No bad ideas in brainstorming.
And
Sorry.
a cocaine emporium. Get out of here, Cocaine Mike.
I'm just saying. I got a nose for these ideas. That's where I do coke. All right, bye.
Casting
In your nose.
By the way, Lisa J says, to be honest, just avoid the mistakes of Twit and you'll be good.
Yeah, chief among those is we would like to own the property. That's a good idea. Spinning, that's a good trick. Owning the property, that's a good trick. Ba-dum-bum.
Go on. Hey, I'm Cocaine Mike.
Yeah, that was a bit about the end of the list there. Thank you, everybody, for the list. We put the list in the podcast
The
notes.
last thing I saw was Fitz's weed room.
Yeah.
Okay, time for round 2.
Nice.
We're going to put one more dime in the postmodern jukebox, baby, with round 2. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, that's still closed. Great. All right. We're flushing scores. Starting over. Gonna make a new side of the paper. And we'll start. This is part 2, so we're gonna start easy and go hard again.
Yeah.
This one's so easy.
1 second.
That you're not gonna get any free time on this one.
Uh-oh.
Justin, since you won, Brian's gonna start. Brian.
1 second.
Name that tune.
Okay, here we go. Here's your 1 second. Damn it. Okay, you got 2 seconds on that one.
I didn't hear it. I was laughing.
Oh, okay. Here we
Yeah,
go.
let me hear it again.
Your 1 re-listen.
One more time?
Okay, this is we're playing
You only
casual.
played it twice. You got it twice.
I am. If you give him the thumbs up, I'll give him a second time, Justin.
No, you already got 2.
Do you have it, Justin?
Yes.
Okay, then take it away. I got nothing.
All aboard! Ba-da, 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 ba-da.
Wow!
Here we go.
That's amazing.
Here's the intro again. There you go. That's Jenny Lena singing that one.
Man, that's great.
That's great. Good job, Justin.
Dude, I'm so pumped. Oh, also, Ashley was yelling it at me. So
All right.
Ashley was so excited to know a pop culture thing that I don't know. Like 90% of our conversations are me explaining pop culture things to her.
All right. Brian, you're going to start the bidding on this one. You're going to get 9 seconds on top of whatever you bid.
I'll go 4.
You're 4. Justin?
Brian, name that tune.
Oof.
Okay, you're going to get 13 seconds here, Brian. This is a vintage jazz cover featuring Michelle Braden. Excuse me.
Come on.
I do know this song, but
It's on the tip of your tongue.
hold on.
Close the chat.
Got my eyes are
His
closed.
eyes are closed. His eyes are closed.
Boodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Boodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Boodle-doodle. Boo-doo-doo, boodle-dee-doo.
This is great.
Boodle-deedle, beedle-doodle, boodle-deedle. Is this Bananarama? I'm your Venus, I'm your fire. What's your desire? What's the name of the song? No. Oh, no. This is Bon Jovi. Living on a Prayer.
God damn it.
Yes.
It took you a minute, but
Yes!
you got there.
Wow, you took the long way around.
It really was. It was one of those tip of the tongue moments.
Rama overpass. Man, it's like an older version, like where they were recording in an abandoned dentist's office.
Yeah. Only 2014.
Wow.
They don't put up a lot of videos also, or they put them up like once a month or so.
Boodle deedle do, if we're ready or not, we've got a boodle, and that's a lot.
I love that if you got...
Johnny used to have some cocaine.
Get out of here, cocaine Mike.
That's my favorite song. Fuck you.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. If you remembered that Bananarama's Venus was named Venus, I wonder if you would have said Venus.
Maybe, but luckily I was hitting against it, and there was something that was like, nah, not quite right.
Yeah.
And then it bubbled up.
All right, Justin, you're gonna start betting on this one. This is a vintage 1912 BioShock Infinite style waltz cover. You're gonna get 9 seconds on top of whatever you bet. It's getting a little harder now.
A little bit harder now. I'll go 7 seconds.
7 seconds, Brian.
I think I played BioShock Infinite, although I only remember one of the songs.
I think it's just the style.
That's just like their
right?
SEO sort of thing.
Okay.
Because this was 2014.
Around the time that
Yeah.
released.
Also, they did that, right? Didn't they?
Yeah, they provided the music for that. That moment of playing BioShock Infinite and running across a gramophone playing Tainted Love was one of the most magical moments in all of gaming for me. It was really great. I'll say 5 seconds. I think I could do 5.
All right, he says 5. Justin.
Go. Name
Damn
that
it,
song.
Damn it. I want you to know every single time. I'm just trying to get to the edge to make it hard for you. I don't actually
I know
think
that.
I could do
That's
that.
why I keep making you do it.
All right, here you go. You're going to get 14 seconds. Here we go.
Come home in the morning light, my mother's
Yeah, that is Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper.
That's right, girls. They want to have fun. Here's a little bit more of it.
fun. Oh, girls, they wanna have fun. They just wanna.
I think if you bet any shorter, you might not have gotten it.
Yeah. I don't know, though. See, a lot of... I think you've done me a favor of curating your list with slightly older stuff. So a lot of these... are just imprinted from my childhood in the 80s.
Give me one of them that you knew Brian didn't know.
You want one of them that Brian was?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
And then give me a good fat 10 seconds after the
Yeah. You want? I'll
the
just
lyrics. Let's play a new game
This
called
is just Stump
How
Brian.
Shitty Brian
This is. Now
Is.
Stump Brian.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Here. Tell me when you think you have a guess on this.
Justin, raise your hand when you know it.
You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud.
Justin's raised his hand.
Not saying much.
22 seconds in.
I'm criticized,
featuring Vaughn Smith.
but all your bullets ricochet. You shoot me down, but I get up. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose.
All right, I got nothing. I suspect they have already spoken the title of the song.
No, he's about to
No,
though.
it's about to come up, though.
Fire away. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
Sia's Titanium.
Yeah.
Titanium. Yeah. Two funny stories. Number one, I read an interview with Sia once where she was a songwriter, or before she became an artist, and that was a song that she had for a while that she kept trying to sell, and it wouldn't sell. And she's like, "Well, it's because it's so stupid. It's like the dumbest. Like I tried to write the dumbest pop song of all time." And it's like, oh, I'm titanium. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I'm titanium, right? And then she like realized the power of pop music when she recorded it. It became a hit, and people are like, "Oh my God, this song like sung to me at a moment when I was weak." Number two, my wife, who is about to be mad at me for telling this story, we were in Japan doing karaoke, and it is only when she is extraordinarily drunk that for whatever reason, she just kept picking Sia song after Sia song after Sia song. And I'm like, even like, we've been like wasted. Like, it's like the end of the night. And I'm like, those are songs that like you need to like fast for a week. You need to like train. Like she's got such an insane voice that like there's no way. There's no like, like, I'm going to horseshit my way through a Sia song in karaoke. It's like either you have a crazy voice or you don't at all. And it was amazing.
Okay, here we're going to stump you with this one, Brian. 1950s doo-wop style cover featuring Robin Adele Anderson and the T-Tones.
Hands up.
22 seconds, Justin's got it.
Wait, is this Hold on. Well, okay, they just said Dancing with Miley, so it's got to be Miley Cyrus. Is this Party in the USA?
Oh, so close.
No. God. Is this the chorus already?
Yeah, it's We Can't
Stop. Oh, yeah,
Stop.
no, I'm not familiar with We Can't Stop.
No, that was Party in the USA was like Disney Channel Miley, and then this was her like flirtation with basically just taking all the songs that Rihanna didn't want to sing, which this was one of them.
I think you might get this one, Brian. Here we go. This is featuring Annie Goodchild. Brian made the face like, I've heard this before.
Yeah, no, it's now we're tickling. Keep going.
Justin has his hand raised. 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who does it, but the Eye of the Tiger, yeah, of course.
But you know what the song is?
Is it not also like the other Eye of the Tiger song? or Fierce or Rar the song?
Oh, you're super close.
Roar? It's Roar? Okay. Roar. Yeah, okay, all right.
Oh, they're back in the dentist's office.
Yeah, they're in the dentist's office. This is even smaller, 2013.
Rar the song. Oh, so good. It's so.
Also, by the way, I'm realizing now, like, now I know why there was a goddamn freak show at Epcot for the Postmodern Jukebox show. Like I'm sure they can crush an audience. Like,
oh my God!
Just do nothing but play like crazy standards that you're constantly like, oh wow, this works. This is great. I don't even like this song, but I like it now.
Well, it's a fascinating experience to hear a song for the first time and instantly discover you know all the words.
Yeah.
Like that. that is a remarkable magic trick, and the fact that it's combined with supreme talent just makes it extraordinary.
All right, I'm gonna play one, and I'm gonna tell you that I didn't know this original song, and so I don't know if that. I don't know. We'll see if Justin. I don't know. We'll see if either of you guys know this because I didn't know it, but I'm sure you guys might and make fun of me because I didn't know the song. This is featuring Natalie Angst.
Show me, show me, show me how
Oh, yeah, no, I got it.
you do that
Yeah,
trick.
same.
The one that makes me scream.
Is it The Cure, Justin?
The one that makes me laugh.
Yes.
Through his arms around
Cure,
my
yeah.
neck.
Got the name?
Show me how you do it.
It's not
and
Friday
I'll
I'm in Love, is it?
promise
No.
you
It's too early. It's too early in the song for me to get. I'm gonna have to wait for the chorus, but then I'll get it.
Yeah,
And-
no, I actually just realized that I've heard this song a million times. I know it from the first things, but I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Spinning on that dizzy edge, I kissed his face and kissed his head, and dreamed of all the different ways I had to make him glow. Why are you so far away? He said, and won't you ever know that I'm in love with you?
Not yet.
That I'm in love with you. You soft
There it
and
is.
lonely.
You.
Lost and lonely. You. Strange as angels dancing in the deepest ocean. Twisting in the water. You're just like a dream.
Cocaine!
Just like a dream.
Oh, she didn't say it.
Oh, I don't know. Well, Like a Dream?
No, it's
No,
just
like heaven.
just like
Sorry,
heaven.
Just like
I
heaven,
stepped
okay.
on it for the joke.
yeah, just like heaven. There you go.
Just like cocaine.
Let me see. Okay, here's another one that I think Justin would have got. Brian, you might have got this. Justin, I think we'll get it almost instantly.
Got
You know-
a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited. So gonna get to clapping. Go pop it for a player. Pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a player. Drop it for me. I'll rent a beach house in Miami. Wake up with no jammies. Lobster tail for dinner. Julio serve that scampi. You got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Said
Yeah,
you
no,
got it
outside
if
of my
you
circle.
want it. Take my wallet
I mean, I know I've heard the song. It tickles the familiarity. Oh, so that's what I like.
Bruno Mars, that's what I like.
Ah,
Here-
damn it.
By the way, I made a realization a couple weeks ago. Brian, we are at the crest of the dark side of the moon of something that is going to be remarkable in our dynamic.
What's that?
You are about to become way more pop culture literate.
Oh
than
shit,
I
that's
am.
right. Because I have kids. I absorb everything by osmosis, and oh, this is
You
wonderful.
are going to know so much more because Penny is in her own world, right?
Yeah.
But Josie is the pop culture tuning fork.
Yeah.
Like she will know all the hottest shit at the earliest time, and like we are just getting to that point where it's going to be on. I'm not gonna know shit. I'm gonna be like, hey, do you know that the Decemberists have a new album? And you're gonna be like, yeah, whatever, dweeb. Here's my fucking Spotify.
Man, that really will be interesting. Oh, by the way, two things happened this year, and I think this is part of the reason I'm so stoked about getting a space is I get to go back to work. I've been my job in support of Bonnie getting back in the studio and all that. We're coming up on a year and a half now. We're coming up on a year and a half of Bonnie being back in the studio, and we had to do a rejiggering of all the responsibilities. And so it's great that we've been able to keep the lights on with me only being able to put in 2 hours in the office per day and then shoots. But all the little ones are about to be in school, and Penny's about to have longer hours, and like I'm gonna get full work days being 5 hours instead of 2 hours. I'm so excited.
I mean, I
If only there was an office for me to get into.
Dude, I'm so pumped. I the more that we talked about it today and we talked about it on the show, it's just like there's, I mean, the world of possibility, and I think there's been, well, this is kind of some inside sauce that we were kind of talking about, but like you don't, what I said before, that you don't realize all the ideas that die because there's a restrictor plate until you remove the restrictor plate. And then you realize like, oh shit, like all these ideas don't happen because it's just not because they're bad. It's because there's just other shit that needs to happen before it. And that can happen in that space,
Yeah. There's a TV production company that I really like that is really excited to pitch a show. And they said, literally all we need is 5 minutes of you and this other person recorded talking about this thing. And I'm like, that's great. We're super fired up. And they're like, and we will start pitching it immediately. We have meetings with these guys and we're ready to do blah, blah, blah. And took a fucking month before schedules aligned between production and all the people to record a 5-minute thing. And I was like, that would not be a problem if we all worked in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
But hey, separate thing. I got my hearing tested.
Oh,
Wow, we are wild on this episode.
Well,
range.
Keep
all
in mind.
over the place. Anyway, here's this jazz cover of Bruno Mars. An earnest talk about the future and a reminder about our own fragile human bodies. Go ahead.
Coming next, Syria.
Well,
And
so-
meanwhile, let's have Cocaine Mitch.
Cocaine
Cocaine
Mike.
Mike.
Cocaine Mitch.
I'm doing cocaine. I need stock images.
He comes out of the Video Blocks sponsored pond. Huh?
You snort 10 at checkout, and you'll get...
All right, so how's your hearing? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you
So
hear me
keep
now?
in mind that the hearing test was on track to be the whole first act. There's so much to talk about that whole experience and the
Really?
reasons for going and all that stuff. And it was only because we made an offer and signed a contract.
But you are an entertainer, but I wouldn't put you in the same category as like a heavy rocker who is constantly exposed to loud noises.
But I have you spend all your days on airplanes with jet engines. You for 20 years get booked to open for bands, and then
sure.
you're packing out while
Also,
band's playing.
right next to the speakers.
The headphones. Oh,
earbuds,
lots of headphones.
up to 11 at all times. Like I've noticed that my hearing is less because I've spent the better part of my adult life with like not only just old style headphones, but literally like devices implanted as close to my eardrum as possible that I turn up to the highest possible volume at all times. Like,
Yeah. It the reasons. So here's the weird part. There's multiple other factors, but among them are I've got a teenager, and I don't know if you know this about teenagers. They're not known for speaking clearly. they're known
Okay.
for mush mouth mumbling, and.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly right. and enough of this was happening, and I realized that the way I put it to the audiologist is I said, look, I am noticing a disconnection from people I care about in my life, and there's frustration. And I don't know if the whole world is mumbling around me, but even if there's a 15% degradation in my relationship to my loved ones, then if I could put a tube in my ear that causes that personal connection to get stronger and better, then I would like to do so. And so he talks us through this whole thing about like, okay, well, here, we have this sheet. It's the golden rules for effective communication. Don't there are things that the person who is having a hard time understanding should and should not do. For example, if you hear something and you don't know what's going on, don't just turn and say what, because that unfortunately communicates that I don't really care about what you're saying, or I wasn't paying attention, or whatever. Instead, what you need to do is get to information parity by giving as much information back. Like, I heard you said something about the backpack. It's not clear what that is. What do you want me to do with the backpack?
Yeah.
And then that's a more effective response. And then likewise, to the person talking, if you want to be heard, don't say thing, Brian, because then it's like what?
Right.
Then you're just going to get the what, right? What you do is you're like, Brian, I need you to do the thing, right? Yeah. And so we get all this talking. You're like, now let's test. I'm like, man, here it comes. And so there's two tests.
Oh,
First,
that was before the test.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
that's almost like a little like heavy.
Yeah. Where it's just like, okay, well, and then there are two tests they do. One is the sensitivity of various tones, and this was the interesting thing. He says, look, there's 4 different aspects to it. There's the sensitivity of your organs, and there are some things you can and cannot hear. There's also how your brain is interpreting the tuning of it. Mm-hmm. And so first, the sensitivity is the tone test. The other one is we'll tune some hearing aids to hear how stuff can be enhanced. But then also the other half of the thing is all in your brain. And one was attention, and I forgot the fourth one because I wasn't paying attention. But
he said Brian at the end of that.
Yeah, exactly, right. And so we do the sensitivity stuff, right ear, left ear, and that frustrating part where you just hear silence. And you're like, I'm sure something's happening, but I can't, raise my hand or whatever. And maps everything out. And to my astonishment, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look bad at all. He's like, no, it's not bad. It's minor hearing loss, appropriate for your age.
Oh, good.
In the mid-range.
That's good.
Yeah. And I'm like,
good.
okay, well, can we tune some hearing aids just to see? And sure enough, when because they've got these special hearing aids that they can tune on the fly, and he's like, test this. Now we'll add background noise. Now we'll do this. And with the hearing aids in, all it did was add the shit I wanted least to hear. Like, yeah. I was really good at hearing the fucking cars outside when they were done tuning that. And it sounded like, if you've ever thought, you know what I want to hear constantly more of? Room tone. And like, no, I don't want to hear room tone. I want to hear people and music and that stuff.
Well, and I would almost assume that you would probably wind up, that's the shit that like you're only hearing because it is new. And it's like, you probably would wind up tuning that out anyway.
Right. Alberta Guru says, first check for wax. We did. They stuck cameras in my ears, and I got to see a fairly clean. I got to look at my eardrum. That was fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and there's like calcification.
I've had problems with that, by the way. Like
really?
wax in my ear.
Oh yeah.
Like I've had twice had to go to ear doctors, and they pulled out a fucking nickel.
Oh yeah.
Solid, gross ass wax that had impacted in so far that like I couldn't. It was like greatly reduced hearing.
Wow.
And is that even with like Q-tipping every so often?
Oh, it was because of not only Q-tipping, but also I had a habit of pouring, what is it, hydrogen peroxide?
Wax.
Oh, yeah. Pouring wax into your ears.
Yeah, pouring candle wax. So I go to Yankee Candle. Step one, I get sagebrush, and then so I would pour hydrogen peroxide in my ear, and because when I was a kid, it was like, I'd pour it in, you hear it bubble and pop in your ear, and then you turn over and all the wax kind of pours out. Mm-hmm. Turns out, if you're doing that and then also jabbing Q-tips in your ear, you've now liquefied all the wax, and then you jam a Q-tip in there, and you're basically just like pounding it like into your inner ear.
Oh.
And so it formed into like the perfect shield in my inner ear.
Oh my gosh.
So a lesson to learn.
Yeah, everyone in the chat is chiding me for suggesting the Q-tip. I'm sorry.
Actually, the audiologist said Q-tips were okay.
Boom.
As long as you do good technique of it. I do. Wow,
oh, no,
you're really going to town on that.
I like my Q-tips. Oh, man.
So so now one of the interesting thing is now I have to think about my brain.
Just because that means that there's not an explanation, or there's not as the explanation you thought of for the things that you think you're mishearing?
Well, I don't know if we've just fallen into habits. You get familiar as a family and you kind of grow as a unit, and maybe at first when meeting each other's novel, you get face to face with people constantly, and then maybe you start talking from other rooms and it gets harder, and you're like, what? And then
you all start
develop
raising voices.
We start breaking the golden rules of communication, right? Yeah. And so I don't know if it's that or if there's some other business going on, but it's like it could be just attention focusing where I'm just hyper aware. Like I do know because another clue to me, another reason that I went was I noticed how much better. Like we put a monitor over here because I just couldn't hear shit over there, and hearing Justin as a muddled, muddy voice vaguely emanating from that side of the room, I was like, we're taking action so I can hear. I was like, maybe that's indicative of something that I'm losing. Right. And luckily, much to my delight, it turns out that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah. And
I would have thought that you would have got that test and then just run right up on your kids and be like, see, your fault. Your fault. Clear.
Yeah. I know, at least in that speaker thing, when we rearranged, it was
X modem has the my next concern. Like I think I'm gonna go get tested to see if I ever got a touch of the ADHD.
I mean, what would that mean?
I don't know.
Ritalin or?
I mean, here's what I know is you ignore something until you bother to put on a lens of what it looks like through that. You ignore the YouTube commenters that all complain about the ADD host because they're like, oh, they're just saying that, whatever.
And that means all of the chat people who just said, Brian, you definitely have ADHD.
Okay, that's and the but once you try on for size, I'm fucking 43.
What does that mean about the pink and gay thing?
Apparently, it's all true. I just get fatter and gayer with every podcast. It's a degenerative disease.
I'm sorry, you have terminal GAF. We had it named another way, and we couldn't.
Terminal GAF.
But
the good news is that Pride weekend's next month.
We got time. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, it is coming up. Oh my gosh, time has gone by so fast.
No, I know, because fucking
Ooh.
Somebody's not going to be able to do one.
Because fucking another man, I thought to myself, I should get ready for Gay Pride Week.
Because I've already said too much.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
We got a
Cocaine Mitch.
Get out of here, Cocaine Mitch. Well, I might be allergic to egg.
Oh shit!
Like a very mild allergy. I made some breakfast tacos a few weeks back.
There are a lot of people who have a sensitivity to raw eggs, but not cooked eggs.
Yeah, and it's like I made these breakfast tacos, which is just eggs and a tortilla and sauce and stuff. And my tongue was feeling a little numb. I was like, well, I've had that before when I've eaten like scrambled eggs or whatever. I was back home with my parents over the holidays, and my mom made eggs one day, and I was like, oh, this is weird. I don't know if it's because she undercooked it or what. But it made me think, well, I've never really liked the taste of plain eggs, or if I have had them, I'd like a lot of cheese or something to mask the taste. Mm-hmm. And it makes me think I have like a very mild, like, intolerance to just straight eggs.
I think that there is great worth to like eliminating shit from your diet, like, and just trying it. Like some ritual element of I stop doing this thing, I start doing this other stuff, because, as much as like eating a lot of vegan stuff was like a change, it also like made me understand my palate so much more. Like if I were just out of, or like if you go to a different country and they just don't have the same kind of food, you realize almost immediately what foods you really crave and which ones you could probably do without, because you actually kind of listen to your own flavor palette, as opposed to just doing what we normally do when you eat 3 times a day, is you fall into a routine like you do with anything else. And you're like, no, I like this because I've eaten this since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, no way. I'm just remembering when I was a kid. Not that I liked beef stroganoff. Fuck you, you greasy piece of shit.
Beef stroganoff's pretty good, though. We got an update on the belt bet.
Yeah?
Belt bet is concluded. Jury won the belt. I'm going to read the prompt here.
What was it?
Do you have a guess, Justin?
Yeah, do you have a guess?
Apparently I fucking...
I'm gonna say
betting
doing
on me.
I'm gonna say doing a character.
You did get it near. I believe you got it near the end of the show. I'm going to read the right up here. If a host gets mad, either actually upset or just faking, they get the belt.
Oh wow!
An example would be that someone mentions that Huey Lewis canceled his tour, and Brian rages because of the fact he spent so much time trying to plan outgoing, but now he can't. And depending on the circumstances, he may never get a chance in his life ever again. His indignant "God damn it" would net him the belt.
I love you guys so much. I love you with all
wait
my
a minute.
being.
Hold on. What was the...
Well, like for example, Cocaine Mike yelling like, "No, but do you have any cocaine?"
Yeah, it might have been cocaine.
yeah.
Have you seen they've kept the date on the calendar, but now they're doing like a benefit for Huey Lewis on that day.
You know what? That might be good if they got a Huey Lewis impersonator. I mean, I'd feel just as good.
Is that uncouth to have an impersonator of the guy you're doing?
I mean, a tribute band perform an actual tribute to raise money for the actual person.
Oh, okay.
That seems legit.
Yeah. Do you still have those tickets, or did you get a refund?
They refunded me automatically.
Oh, okay.
But something tells me that there'll be tickets
Probably
available.
tickets available.
We can still go though. That'd be great.
That's a Saturday, right? Something like that. Yeah. You know, Arrested, they're doing that new Arrested Development season. And so they're doing like meetups and stair car tours. Saturday is when they're in Austin.
Oh, right on.
And so they'll be downtown for a while, and they're doing a never nude meetup, which I think is code for we're gonna
people wearing clothes.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's really smart. I was thinking like,
isn't every meetup a never nude meetup?
But my guess is that they're going to stream, or they're going to screen the first episode of the
like
season.
as a surprise. Or
Yeah.
something.
I would be shocked if they didn't. Man, I hope it's good. Like that last season.
Did you watch the recut? The recut just came out last week.
I've not, although I saw apparently they're in a little bit of a hot water with the actors.
Hot hand water. Yeah, because
why is that?
Their contract was per episode.
Oh, and then suddenly there's 3 more episodes.
7 more episodes. Yeah.
7.
Jeez.
6 more.
Yeah, no, they cut it into 22-minute episodes, hoping they could syndicate it. And they're like, and all the other actors are like, all right, listen, if you did like 1 or 2, maybe, but like talking about a lot of fucking money.
Right.
Yeah. And it's doubly weird because season 4 came out 4 years ago. Is that right? Like a while ago. And of course, everyone on the internet has an opinion on how a private contract is written that no one knows.
Well, also the article that I was reading today, I think in the Hollywood Reporter, was like they had to make really weird deals with all the actors because all the actors were like really hot at the time, and so it was like they got $100,000 an episode if they were the primary focus of it, like $50,000 if they were a supporting character, and like $25,000 if they were either barely in it or not in it at all, like just as like a cast member listed in the credits. And so it's like, if half these episodes are like, centric to these other people, then that's a lot of fucking money. I'm actually kind of shocked that Netflix didn't try to make that right with the actors before they posted all that shit.
I mean, I think Fox still has their hands in it because it was Netflix's second original series, or whatever, third. And so like House of Cards is pretty much a Sony joint,
right?
Because it was so early for Netflix. So I'm not surprised if there's like a lot of siloing going on. Of just like, well, that's Fox's problem. They just give us the shows, or
right.
I don't know. It's super weird. And 3 weeks before the new season comes out is a weird time. Also.
Well, it makes sense if you're going to do anything with the old season to renew interest and give people a reason. Like, we want people caught up to speed to remember everything because this shit goes back 15 fucking years. We want to give them an excuse to go rewatch season 4 without calling it a rewatch. Now you're watching a new remix version, but no, look, you're all caught up with these plot points that'll be relevant in season 5. And
I mean, That show is so fucking old. It was making fun of the last first term of a Republican president with an eccentric family.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even the current president with an eccentric family.
Well, it's so weird watching that, just the remix, and being reminded, like, oh yeah, building a wall was a gigantic plot point in that season.
That's right.
During the Obama era. Very, very interesting.
That's crazy.
All
right, it's past midnight.
Is it time?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. That was a good run. Really fun show tonight.
Good show.
Good job, team.
Good night to my dad.
Signing
off. He's
your
watching.
dad.
Wait, which one's your dad? Or did he just text you? Is he in the chat?
He's in the chat. He's in the chat.
That's so amazing. That makes me so happy.
He stays up. He always falls asleep late at night. So I'm happy when he stays up.
Bryce's dad, Bryce does a really good job. He comes up with really good games and does a really good job at production.
No, for real.
He's a
Bryce
national
is
treasure.
a legend, and he is a huge part of the show. Also, do you got any coke?
All right, love you guys.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody.